and welcome to the Carmen Leisure Real Estate Show, featuring my highly popular and successful seminar, A Practical Guide to Buying a Co-op, a Condo or a House, Things You Should Know and Mistakes to Avoid, which I have presented at the New York Public Library for approximately 12 years. I am Carmen Leisure, the president and owner of Leisure Realty Inc. and the host of this show. Leisure Realty Inc. is located in Midtown Manhattan. So if you are in the market to buy, rent, sell, or even invest in real estate, please give us a call at 212-687-1944 or 646-319-8831, or you can email us at leisurerealty@aol.com, and we will be most happy to assist you. For the benefit of those people who are seeing the show for the first time, let me explain how this show works. Each week I present a different topic on real estate, and each weekly show has 3 segments. The first segment is the introduction to the show, where I tell you a little about myself. In the second segment of the show, I speak on a topic on real estate, and in the third segment, I speak about the many issues facing people living in co-op and condo buildings. Having said that, always interested in real estate, I attended Baruch and NYU colleges in New York City. The courses I took led me to an experience in the business world that sharpened my knowledge in real estate. Also, as part of my credentials, I am a licensed real estate broker, a speaker, a writer, and a published author, and I have contributed to articles appearing in Real Estate Weekly and Brokers Weekly, the papers of our industry, and other reputable publications. In addition to the New York Public Library, a couple of banks and a famous church have all hosted my seminar. In 2005, a famous cruise line invited me to present my successful seminar on one of their cruises. In 2006, Real Estate Weekly, the papers of our industry, added my name to its list of honorees as one of their rising stars. And in 2017, a professor from NYU International School of Real Estate was watching my show, and he invited me to do a couple of presentations at his classes. As a former board member and an assistant treasurer for a reputable Upper West Side condominium, I was considered the key catalyst for saving the condominium from going into bankruptcy by reducing costs in several areas, such as renegotiating long-term contracts and sweetheart deals, comparison shop for goods and services, which manifested in the unnecessary increases in their common charges for several years. Because of the popularity and the success of my seminar at the New York Public Library, I am very much excited about bringing it to you on television. Particularly, since I am in the real estate industry, I feel compelled to give vital information and important tips to the public about what they should do and should not do when purchasing real estate. After attending many real estate seminars and watching several real estate shows on television over the years, I have come to the conclusion that this show is different from all other real estate shows. Why? Because I find that everyone is telling the public to buy real estate, but I'm the only one who is telling the public about the pitfalls that they might encounter when purchasing real estate. Look, I am not sitting here every week telling people to not buy real estate, because in my opinion, I believe that purchasing real estate is one of the best investments one can ever make, but only if you know what you're getting into before you sign on the dotted lines. In this show, I give you the ins and outs when buying real estate, and I use the no-nonsense, tell-it-like-it-is approach, and I practically hold your hands and walk you through the process. And if you follow the process that I am about to impart to you, you should have no regrets after you've made the purchase. The information I am about to impart to you comes from many years of personal experience and research from governmental agencies. While this program is geared toward first-time buyers, it is also for those people who have already made their purchases so that they can evaluate their mistakes if there are any. The tips I will be giving you are simple. They are elemental, but they will work for you if you follow them. During the course of the show, I will be giving you the whole concept of purchasing real estate, which can be used whether you're purchasing a little studio apartment in Manhattan, a 3-family house in Hong Kong, or a mansion in Palm Beach now or 100 years from now. The concept still remains the same. The difference in purchasing real estate in any part of this country or any part of the world, for that matter, is the real estate laws. While I will be focusing on the purchase of co-ops and condos because they are a common form of real estate ownership in New York City, I certainly will be giving you enough information to assist you with the purchase of a private house. This program is meant to inform, educate, and empower new buyers of real estate and to assist you in making wise choices by preventing you from making costly mistakes. This clear and simple program will help eliminate many of the fears and even anxieties that you will have when buying or even selling real estate. It will offer you a unique opportunity to learn valuable lessons of the things you should do and should not do when purchasing real estate. Long before you start looking to purchase real estate, you, the buyer, must put together a team of experts. And that team of experts should include an experienced real estate broker, an experienced real estate attorney, and, if possible, an experienced banker. And you, the buyer, must make sure that all these people are looking out for your best interest. However, it will take a very savvy buyer to put this team together, and one gets savvy by following the practical guide I am about to impart to you. While many Americans have made wise choices to eat healthier, my mission is to have all Americans change the way how they go about purchasing real estate so that they do not make costly mistakes or, even worse, lose their homes through foreclosure. If you need more information about this show or Leisure Realty Inc., you can please call us at 212-687-1944 or 646-319-8831, or you can email us at leisurerealty@aol.com. On the other hand, if you are inquisitive in knowing what we've been doing over the years, you can Google us. This is to inform you that before I begin the program, the information given on this show is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be used as a substitute for seeking legal advice. I urge you to contact an attorney and or an accountant for advice before you purchase real estate. I will now take a short break, and when I return, I will explain to you as best as I can what a condominium or a condo is. Please do not go anywhere. I will be right back. Thank you. You're watching the Carmen Leisure Real Estate Show. I am Carmen Leisure, the president and owner of Leisure Realty Inc. and the host of this show. Leisure Realty Inc. is located in Midtown Manhattan. So if you are in the market to buy, rent, sell, or even invest in real estate, please give us a call at 212-687-1944 or 646-319-8831, or you can email us at leisurerealty@aol.com, and we will be most happy to assist you. As promised, in this segment, I will try my very best to explain to you what a condo or a condominium is. A condominium or a condo is a form of property ownership in which the homeowner holds title to an individual unit and has an undivided interest in the common areas of a multi-unit dwelling, where in some cases certain areas of the common areas can be limited by the board. While the condominium rules are less stringent than that of a co-op, as of this writing, it is my understanding that many condominiums are working toward adopting more stringent policies, similar to that as a co-op, where they can get a handle on being a more stabilized community. Number one, when you purchase in the condominium, you do not have to seek the board's approval. Instead, you will have to complete what is called the right of first refusal. The right of first refusal gives the board the right to purchase the apartment from the seller at the same price, terms, and conditions that the seller has in the existing contract with the prospective buyer. However, it is on very rare occasions that a condominium board will exercise that right, but will instead approve your purchase. The only time that a condominium board will exercise the right of first refusal is if the seller is selling the apartment way below the market price that they believe will affect the value of the other apartments. The board will insist that you get a market rate price. Number two, no portion of your common charges is tax deductible. Number three, if you have a mortgage, the real estate taxes is included in your mortgage, and the bank will in turn pay it directly to the Department of Finance on your behalf. Number four, if you purchased the property in cash, you will be billed directly by the Department of Finance, and you are responsible to pay the real estate taxes. And that is why many people lose their condominium, because the city will slap a lien on your apartment if you do not pay them the real estate taxes. Number five, a percentage of the real estate taxes is tax deductible. In April of each year, the Department of Finance will send you a letter outlining the assessment, the amount they received from the bank for the previous year, what your real estate taxes will be for the next fiscal year starting July 1st, and also the assessed value of your apartment. If you feel that the real estate taxes are too high and the assessed value of your property is too low, you can file a protest with the Department of Finance. As a matter of fact, they encourage you to file a protest. If all of the homeowners in the building feels that the taxes is assessed too high, they can petition the board to file a certiorari on their behalf. The board usually retains a special attorney to do this filing. Number six, until Congress makes a change, the interest on your mortgage is still tax deductible. Number seven, in a condominium, the down payment is usually 20%. However, as a rule of thumb, the cost of the apartment is higher and the condominium charges are lower, and that is because most condominiums are in new buildings, need less repairs, and they do not have an underlying mortgage such as that of a co-op. It must be noted, however, that although the down payment is 20%, if you put less than 20% down, you will be required to pay private mortgage insurance, or PMI. Number eight, in a condominium, you pay common charges as opposed to paying maintenance in a co-op, but they serve the same purpose. The common charges is used to cover the cost of maintaining the common areas of the building, and including, but not limited to, paying salaries to the staff, union dues, provide uniform for the staff, etc., and covering every and all expenses associated with maintaining the building. Number nine, in a condominium, the bank has first lien and they can foreclose on your apartment if you do not pay your mortgage. Number 10, condominiums fall under the New York State Condominium Act. This is the end of this portion of the show. And when I return, I will talk about the many issues facing people living in co-op and condo buildings. Please do not go anywhere. I will be right back. Thank you. Welcome back to the Carmen Leisha Real Estate Show. I am Carmen Leisha, the president and owner of Leisha Realty Inc. and the host of this show. Leisha Realty Inc. is located in Midtown Manhattan. So if you are in the market to buy, rent, sell, or even invest in real estate, please give us a call at 212-687-1944 or 646-319-8831, or you can email us at leisharealty@aol.com, and we will be most happy to assist you. In this segment, I am going to talk about the many issues facing people living in co-op and condo buildings. Since 2010, State Senator Liz Krueger and other state senators have introduced many bills which, if passed, would protect people living in co-op and condo buildings from the tyrants, bullies, and crooks that are serving on co-op and condo boards. Over the years, the bills have gotten strong pushbacks from the Republicans, from special interest groups, and also the Bar Association. One of the special interest groups own a company which represents co-op and condo boards. And I have had a conversation with the president of that company, who told me that she is against the bill because if it is passed, she might have to go out of business. Her company charges co-ops and condo buildings approximately $1,000 a year for her to represent them. I am surprised that the Bar Association is against the bill, but they claim that there are laws on the books to protect people living in co-op and condo buildings. But they failed to tell the public that those laws are antiquated and have not been updated since the 1950s. And I can tell you, good luck, try going to court and quoting those laws. I am going to read a portion of the bill. The bill creates the Office of the Cooperative and Condominium Ombudsman within the Department of Law to serve as a neutral, informative, and accessible resource available to cooperative and condominium residents, prospective shareholders and unit owners, board of directors and managers, and other affected parties. The bill went on to say, disputes have arisen among cooperative and condominium sponsors and developers, cooperative shareholders and condominium unit owners, prospective shareholders and unit owners, board of directors and board of managers. Such disputes often result in lengthy and costly litigation and uncertainty as to the rights of the parties pending the outcome of the litigation. Such litigation diverts resources that could be better utilized to provide affordable and well-maintained buildings and grounds for the common good of the owners. This article is necessary to provide a neutral, informative, and accessible resource available to all parties involved in residential, cooperative, and condominium ownership and governance. The ombudsman appointed pursuant to this article will conduct outreach programs to educate unit owners and board members as to their legal rights and responsibilities. The ombudsman will encourage alternative dispute resolution when disputes do arise. If you live in a co-op or a condo, it is imperative that you Google the bill and read it in its entirety. Over the years, I have attended many of the forums that State Senator Liz Krueger has presented to co-op and condo residents, and the complaints are endless. And I believe because she has heard so many complaints coming from people living in co-op and condos, she felt it was necessary to introduce a bill that, if passed, will give us some respites from the tyrants and bullies that are sitting on co-op and condo buildings. If you have been watching this show for the past 13 years with any regularity, you would have seen that I am in favor of this bill, and I have asked you to support the bill. The last forum that I attended in September, that was presided over by State Senator Liz Krueger, she asked the attendees to support State Senate Bill 2604 and that we should pass it on to the public and ask them to call their state senators and all politicians and urge them to bring to the floor State Senate Bill S2604, which is in committee. State Senator Liz Krueger and myself cannot do this alone. We need people who are living in co-op and condo buildings to unite and to support the bill and to pressure their politicians to bring this bill to the floor for a vote. Over the years, I have gotten many complaints from people who are living in co-op and condo buildings. The complaints are endless and they are deafening. If you have realistic issues in your co-op and condo buildings, please email me at leisharerealty@aol.com and I will pass them on to State Senator Liz Krueger. There are many other issues that I have been speaking about over the years, and I'm going to refresh your memory. One of the issues is a co-op board does not have to give a prospective buyer a reason for rejecting their application. And as you well know, I think it stinks. Why? Because as a real estate broker who takes prospective buyers to purchase an apartment in a co-op building, it can be very stressful, it can be very costly, and it can be very time-consuming. After you have honed in on that particular apartment in a co-op building, you will have to submit a tremendous amount of paperwork. And from time to time, the board will come back to you and ask you to submit additional paperwork. When they are satisfied that they have received all the paperwork, they will ask you to make an appointment with the interviewing committee to have a face-to-face meeting. And that meeting can be brutal. Many people are stressed out by attending that meeting, but I would go there with a positive mind and I would answer their questions honestly. However, one of the trick questions is, do you have any questions? And if you have positive questions, I would say go ahead and ask them. If you have negative questions, I would not ask them at that meeting. I would hold off on the negative questions until I am approved, and then when I move into the building, I would run for the board. My other issue is term limit. Term limit must be imposed on co-op and condo board members. It is not unusual for a co-op or a condo board member to sit on their boards in excess of 40, 50 years and even perpetually. And believe me, they brag about it and they put it in their resume. In my building, there's a board member that has been sitting on the board for approximately 30 years, and he has no intention of stepping down. What I am proposing is that they should have staggered term limit. If they have staggered term limit, someone will always be on the board to bring the new board members up to speed. But no one, and I mean no one, should sit on their co-op and their condo boards perpetually. My next issue is quorum. Under the Business Corporation Law, a corporation must conduct an annual meeting and they must make every effort to reach a quorum. In my building, it has been 9 years since the board reached a quorum. My next issue is anti-harass law. Several years ago, City Council passed the anti-harass law, which protects rent-controlled and rent-stabilized tenants from being harassed by their landlords to vacate their apartments so that the landlord can rent it for more money. If you live in New York City, you would have heard of that scenario. City Council even went further by putting teeth into the law that if a landlord is found guilty harassing their tenants to vacate their apartments so that they can rent it for more money, that landlord can be fined anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000. It is an excellent law, and I applaud the law. However, I would like to see similar laws passed to protect people living in co-op and condo buildings when they're being harassed out of their apartments by their boards, their superintendents, and even the managing agent. Trust me, it happened. In 2010, when I discovered that alleged fraud was being committed in my building and I exposed the fraud, my board made up lies about my apartment and took me to housing court to evict me from my apartment. After keeping me in court for a year, they withdrew their false allegations. Again, in 2014, I received another eviction notice. Their attorney harassed me in court over and over again in front of my attorney and without the presence of my attorney. By the way, I filed a complaint with the Bar Association. Their attorney told me that the board wants me out of the building and he's going to keep me in court for years until I leave. They kept me in court for 3 years. And after 3 years, the board withdrew their false allegations against me. But they knew that they did not have a case, and that is why. They figured that if they kept me in court for years, I would get fed up and leave. But they don't know who they are dealing with. I am not going anywhere. If you're experiencing harassment from your boards, please email me at leisharealty@AOL, please. Again, I'm going to remind you to Google State Senate Bill S2604 and read it in its entirety and petition your state senators and all politicians and urge them to bring this bill to the floor for a vote. This is the end of this week's show. Until next time, America, and especially New Yorkers, do something nice for yourself today, tomorrow, or the next day, because you deserve it. And thank you so very much for watching the Carmen Lee Shue Real Estate Show.